Okay. Hey, we're back.
So, Captain America: Civil War.
Yeah.
John, I met up with John and Mike and Dylan, and Cindy eventually showed up.
My girlfriend, yes.
My wife and I went together. We all met up at the Avon Theater and saw it during the secret premiere. Is that your old lady?
Yes. Speaking of, she's watching Avengers.
I watched Ant-Man earlier. The movie was really good. I really liked it. There was a very hard opening to it. They were showing trailers and stuff, and then all of a sudden...
Yeah, including Doctor Strange when I missed because I don't know what's in the air.
And anyway, they start off right off the bat. You don't even realize the movie started.
No, yeah, that threw me off because they're showing previews. They showed 2-3 previews, and boom, right into the movie.
Yeah.
It literally is a hard start.
Yeah.
There's no like motion picture. There's what are they? There's no Marvel thing at the beginning.
They did that after the opening scene.
Is that what they?
Yeah.
They did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, it was really. You don't know the movie started until you actually get a glimpse of the silver arm on Winter Soldier.
Yeah, and it opens up with Winter Soldier. He kills someone and takes 4 pouches out of the trunk,
which we see a couple times before the final time we see it, and we find out
it was Howard.
Stark, and Tony's mom.
I wonder if his mom's name was Martha.
No, if it was, there wouldn't have been all this fighting. Now, keep in mind something I kind of forgot. I don't know why, but Steve Rogers knew that Bucky killed Tony's parents, which he kept from Tony.
Yeah, which
plays a big part at the end of the movie.
They were out. Tony was out for blood at the end of the movie.
Well, it was being filmed. For whatever reason, it was being set up. So, but that leads us to the first time we see Tony Stark, and I just want to say young Tony. Like, this is Robert Downey Jr. They de-aged him like they did Michael Douglas and Ant-Man, except better. Yeah. I mean, he looked like 80s Brat Pack Robert Downey Jr. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good. And even Robert Downey Jr., he had an interview on, I think it was Jimmy Kimmel, where he was talking about how amazed he was at how young he looked in.
I couldn't get over. At first, I thought it was a different actor, but it was him.
Yeah.
They just de-aged him.
Yeah.
Like they did. If you've seen Ant-Man, you know that they turned Michael Douglas now into Michael Douglas back on Wall Street.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and they just keep doing it.
They blew that CGI out of the water.
So, I mean, the movie was, first off, the movie's over 2.5 hours, almost 3 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
It's like 2 hours and 45 minutes long. By the time we get to the second post-credits scene, yes, there's 2.
The first of which was...
We'll get to it.
Okay.
Let's go over the movie, though. So we get all that scene. We get him, we find out killing Stark. God, there's so much to go over.
Yeah, I know.
We get the Avengers.
We do find out that Ant-Man takes place during the first half of Civil War.
Yeah. We get the Avengers in another country fighting Crossbones and his group, who's after a super virus. Crossbones ends up trying to blow himself up. Scarlet Witch covers him in some type of a psychic bubble, raises him up, but not far enough. She raises him up, and he gets released and explodes part of a building full of people from Wakanda who were there to...
And that was kind of just about the final straw for the United Nations to do the
Superhero Registration Act.
But it was called the something Accords.
That's why I called it the Superhero Registration Act, because nobody knows. Nobody remembers.
But anyway, the first part of that was whenever the Avengers in Age of Ultron dropped the city.
Whoops.
Yeah, that was.
Well, they went over everything. They went over the alien invasion and Avengers. They went over the Age of Ultron. They went over what happened in Winter Soldier. They went. I mean, they did every Marvel movie. There was a huge, major disaster, and they
even brought up the fact of, do we even know where the Hulk is or where Banner is?
We don't know where Hulk is. We don't know where Thor is.
These are two nuclear warheads that we have no idea where they're.
And they basically go, you know what? And this has been brought up. This was brought up twice in a movie that I counted. Is basically the Avengers go in, they fight the bad guy, and they leave. They don't clean up. They don't think, hey, so and so lost his family, and this was maybe 3 times actually. Have been brought up, and the message really hit home, especially towards the end of the movie.
And we really see how Iron Man and Captain America almost kind of trade.
Well, they do what they did in the comic. They traded roles.
Yeah.
To where the person who should be against it, Tony, is for it, and Steve Rogers, who should be for it, is against it.
Yeah.
It's just that's like Civil War. And I'm going to tell you, this is a very loose adaptation of the Civil War comic.
But I really loved how they incorporated Captain America's famous speech to Spider-Man in the movie, even though he doesn't say it to Spider-Man. He says it at Peggy Carter's funeral.
Yeah.
Who we find out Peggy Carter was the founder of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, we knew that.
Well,
we knew Peggy was the founder of S.H.I.E.L.D. And we also learned that Sharon Carter is Peggy Carter's niece. So. Which I think we all knew that anyway.
Yeah.
For some stupid reason, Steve didn't. But.
But, the speech I'm talking about was the Mark Twain quote where he says, when the whole world tells you to move, you plant yourself like a tree by the river of truth. Say, no, you move. That speech has always resonated to me since I first read Civil War when it first came out.
And that was a speech that turned Spider-Man from Tony's side to Steve's side.
Yeah.
So I'm anxious to get to that part. By the way, well, we'll get there. But because of the explosion, the King of Wakanda has insisted that things continue to progress. The heroes or vigilantes need to sign the Superhero Registration Act, and of course, there's sides that will and sides that won't. The signs that were there for the most part. We had T'Challa, the prince.
T'Challa. Is he smoking pot?
Maybe. And we had Black Widow there, who was there to represent the people signing. And then we had...
Which was another kind of you don't see coming thing where Black Widow is for the registration as well.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. But she ends up, I think, towards the end of the movie, she ends up kind of switching sides. And they really set things up for a Black Widow movie.
But all this time we were teased with there's a double agent who's...
But there wasn't.
No.
I mean, she kind of did.
Yeah.
Because she did help Captain
but
and
she
Bucky
wasn't
escape.
doing it the entire time, though.
No. It was hinted that she was a double agent, but they never actually revealed anybody to be a double agent.
And
Nobody
it was
actually
also stated that someone was going to die, which
we were believed to be Rhodey in the trailer. And again, not the case.
And we were also led to believe that it was going to be Steve Rogers as well. Because
that's the thing. That's something that really puzzles the hell out of me. Because they said that there was 3 or 4 endings filmed, each one taking up the mantle of Captain America. And everybody knows who's read Civil War knows that Steve Rogers, Captain America, is shot. And Bucky takes over. Well, that does not happen at the end of this movie. Steve is very much alive, very much... and the protection, it kind of seems like, of the Wakanda government.
Yeah.
Again, we're jumping the gun, but I mean, just kind of don't get your hopes up to get a good representation of Civil War, but do get your hopes up
for Spider-Man.
No, for Captain America 3, because in my opinion, just like the first one was the better of the Marvel movies, the second one was the better of the Marvel movies, the third one again, the only, in my opinion, the only movie trilogy to actually outdo each of the predecessors. This is a huge movie. You can even call this Avengers 3 if you want, is really what it was.
Yeah, it should have just been titled Civil War.
Yeah. But they wanted it really from Captain's point of view.
But we get both points of view, though.
Yeah. And I know we're jumping all over the place, but this movie is so huge.
Let's go ahead and skip to the airport scene.
This is what everybody's been wanting. I've been bagging about since we saw the trailer. No, let's back up a little bit before that, because something big happens.
The vision scene?
No, something big happens. Each side has their guy that the other didn't know about. Captain America has Ant-Man, which was an awesome. He got to meet his hero. Very funny scene. But here's the one I've been waiting for. The one I've been waiting for 12 years. Tony Stark visits his man, kinda, Peter Parker.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Steve Ditko and Peter Parker. When we got Marissa Tomei as Aunt May, who is never, if you notice, called Aunt May in the movie. She's just called May. And she is young.
Aunt May.
She is young, which Tony does point out. So they do reference the fact that she is young. They don't ignore it. They don't try to hide that she's not old.
You're kind of young to be an aunt, aren't you?
As long as she's not a blood aunt, I'm good. And at this point, we do find out that Peter Parker has only been Spider-Man for 6 months.
Yeah.
He's only had his powers for 6 months. So Tony recruits him, gives him a new suit.
We never once hear the famous line, "With great power comes great responsibility."
We came close, but I don't think we're going to hear it until Homecoming. We have to hear it in a Marvel movie the correct way at least once. So yeah, Spider-Man goes with Tony's team. Then we jump to the airport fight, which is seen at...
But before we get to that, the scene in Peter's bedroom between Peter and Tony was hilarious.
The banter is amazing. I love the banter between them two.
Tony just completely going, I know this is you. You're the Spider-Man.
And the whole time he's trying to deny it.
And Tony's like walking through the room and he's like, what about this? And the costume falls out of the
costume falls on a rope. Yeah. And he grabs it because I don't know what you're talking about. He does web Tony's hand to the door because Tony threatened to go tell May about Peter, and so the banter between the two was amazing. Really,
it's exactly what you would expect.
It is. But then we get to the airport scene, which is the big battle between the heroes, and you are not disappointed. There is action. There is so much humor. There's so much tension. They delivered it perfectly.
Hey, Mr. Stark. Yeah, there's no need to strike up a conversation right now.
No.
And Spider-Man's just like, Cap, big fan.
I salutes him. And the fact that the Spider-Man does not shut up is Spider-Man. The fact that he references Star Wars to take down, spoiler, Giant Man. The first time...
You guys ever seen this really old movie?
It's a really old movie called Empire Strikes Back. Well, first off, the first time...
Remember what they did to the Tauntaun?
The first time Ant-Man goes Giant Man, the first thing out of anybody's mouth is Spider-Man. He goes, oh, shit!
Did you know he could do that?
Did you know he could do that? He references Empire Strikes Back to take out Giant Man. The banter between Black Widow and Hawkeye, they beat the hell out of each other.
We're still friends,
right? Oh yeah, totally. I'm not going to spoil. We're not going to spoil everything because it is amazing. It's really worth watching.
You can tell during the big battle in the middle of the movie, both sides are holding back.
They don't want to fight each other.
And
the only one not holding back is Tony. At this point,
the part where even Tony is holding back.
You think Tony was holding back? I don't think so.
No,
you're right. He wasn't holding back because he wasn't holding back at the end of the movie. We'll get to that.
The part where Ant-Man gets inside Iron Man's armor and says, "Hey, you're going to need to take this into the shop."
And then
even my wife was cracking
up. His suit tells him it stops working. And Tony's like, well, "What's going on? Why?" the movie is just it's amazing. It really is.
It's everything you could want to expect from a Marvel movie.
Of course, then Bucky and Cap get away from the fight to go to find the big bad of the movie is Zemo, which is one of two big complaints I have.
Yeah,
with this
I
movie.
didn't like how
I didn't
Zemo
like
was portrayed.
their interpretation of Zemo.
I didn't like his backstory either.
Didn't like his backstory. We're not going to spoil that for you because it needs to be viewed. They get there. Tony finds out he was wrong. He finds out where they're at. He goes in peacefully. He makes a Manchurian Candidate reference to Bucky, which I loved. I wonder how many people actually got the reference.
We got to see the raft.
The raft, yes.
Which, for those of you who don't know, is a S.H.I.E.L.D. prison underwater so that it can't
the
be
bad
escaped
guys
from.
can't be escaped, yeah. But everything seems to be okay. Iron Man and Cap are friends again. Iron Man's willing to work with Bucky to stop Zemo. Until Zemo shows the footage of Winter Soldier.
I know that date.
Of Winter Soldier killing Stark's parents. And what really set him off, and again, this seems to be the theme of 2016, is
Bucky strangling Tony's mom.
He killed his mom, who apparently wasn't named Martha.
And Tony is out for blood.
He's out for blood. He does not hold back. He rips Winter Soldier's arm. Well, no, he blows Winter Soldier's arm off. Tony and Bucky give as good as they get, but in the end, it ended up being...
And you really think Captain America is going to decapitate Tony with that shield?
Because Steve at one point started to stop holding back. Yeah. But he jams the shield into Stark's chest, shutting the suit down.
Which I didn't really understand how...
The suit is still powered by it. It's not Tony. Tony doesn't have the...
No, I know that, but I still didn't understand how Tony was able to get up with the armor on, because...
He still has the strength to move it, and it was still flashing.
In previous movies, though, if the arc reactor ran out of energy or whatever, it was locked down. He couldn't move.
Maybe he improved upon it.
The armor is so heavy. And
maybe he improved upon it because of that. He is Tony.
Yeah.
So... by the end of the movie, it is revealed that Zemo is the one responsible for blowing up
and
Black Panther's father and killing him.
Black Panther no longer
wants vengeance. He wishes to be a good king.
He has a very Bruce Wayne moment.
Yeah. They pull, and again, I'm going out of the way and saying how much they did Spider-Man, like I said, 100% correct. Yeah. 12 years we've been waiting for this Spider-Man. Well, we've been waiting forever for this Black Panther because they pulled him off perfectly. Mm-hmm. But by the end of the movie, Steve helps the other Stevie. What do we call them? The Stevie Avengers escape the raft.
Yeah.
We'll call them the Stevie Avengers.
The Secret Avengers.
The Secret Avengers. I like Stevie Avengers better. The Secret Avengers, he helps them escape from the raft where they're currently being held for crimes against humanity.
And
he sends a nice little note to Tony explaining why he kept that information from him. And Tony gets this kind of
with
I forgive you, Grit.
With the letter is a cell phone. If you ever need us, contact us. A very Batman Jim Gordon type moment.
Quick, send out the Avengers signal. I kind of got that whole look on Tony's got the whole look. I'm going to forgive you.
Oh, you big love.
And it ends. I mean, it ends with Bucky being refrozen because he wants his mind to be able to be fixed.
And T'Challa actually offers to keep him.
T'Challa keeps him in Wakanda.
And Steve is like, what?
They will come looking for us.
And he's like, I pity anyone who comes.
He
has
try.
A very Professor Xavier type moment.
Basically, the Secret Avengers have sanctuary in Wakanda, is what it seems like. Yeah. And
I pity the soul that comes to this country looking for a fight.
And that was the first post-credit scene, which sets up the Black Panther movie for, I think, next year. Black Panther's next year, Spider-Man's next year, and Thor's next year. I think.
And
I know
the
Thor,
second post-credit scene
was my favorite because we got another Peter Parker moment, another Spider-Man moment where he's in bed looking at this little light thingy, and
he's looking at the web shooters.
Looks like a little laser light coming out of a web shooter. And May wants to come in. He goes, no.
She brings him an ice pack.
An ice pack
because he's got this black eye, and she's like, who beat you? Oh, this guy named Steve.
Well,
but I got a few good looks in, and his friend was really big.
But then she leaves, and I totally fucking lost it at this particular point. He hits the light switch thing again. It shoots up onto the ceiling, and what do we see? The fucking spider signal.
Yeah.
The red spider signal. I fucking lost it. I don't know if you were looking at me the whole time, but every time Spider-Man showed up on the screen, I'm bouncing up and down in my chair.
I could hear you. My wife.
I think the whole theater could hear me.
My wife kept looking over, being like, "Does he ever shut up?"
I don't normally talk to movies, but it was Spider-Man.
It was a very great movie.
I loved it.
Oh shit, we're at like 21 minutes.
Oh, hell. We're gonna wrap this up.
Yeah, what would you rank them?
Okay, because of my issues with Zemo and the fact that Steve Rogers did not get shot and die, and we did not get a new Captain America, I'm giving this a 9.5.
I thought you were gonna say that. I was gonna say that too.
Because
9.5.
I gave Winter Soldier a 9. I gave Winter Soldier a 9.5, I think, at one point. So yeah, 9.5.
Next week, as long as everything goes okay and I don't have any sick kids.
Don't get sick.
We will be back at the shop filming.
That's good, because I'm cold. And I'm trying to get bombarded by beetles.
Yeah. Now you know how Spider-Man feels.
We need Thor Frog.
The Frog of Thunder.
The Frog of Thunder. You remember him? Yeah.
He was actually in an episode of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Jeez. I wonder why I don't watch that show.
It's a great show.
Yeah.
I love it. Give it a try.
Okay.
I think you'd be pleasantly surprised.
So next week, we'll see you back at the store. John Wise.
I'm Shannon.
Stay fed.
Yep.